So I got this flyer in the mail, and the flyer stated that this meat was $1.49 a pound. Well, I couldn't resist it. I had to get it. So I rushed to the store to get this $1.49 a pound meat, only to find that, yes, it's correct, but I had to buy something like 4 pounds of it. So I said, oh well, I'll do that. I brought it home and I began my cooking experiment. Coconut oil, of course. I told you I love to cook with coconut oil. A lot of reasons. Number one, the taste. Number two, it's very healthy for you. So I can use as much of it as I want. And even if I have to drink it, that's fine. It doesn't bother me. And that's good. Okay, so the coconut oil goes into the pan. Along with that, I season the meat, the cheap meat. I think it's pork, with Nature's seasoning blend. In other words, it's this Morton brand right here is very good. Put a lot of it on my pork, on my meat. I don't want to make a mistake. I think it's pork. And of course, a lot of pepper on it too. So, Nature's seasoning salt with pepper, into the frying pan it goes. And what happens is I brown it on one side, and when it's done, I will flip it over and brown it on the other side. The other ingredients, of course, are the usual. Maybe I should have called this cheap meat with onions, because I do like onions. This time around, I used 2 onions, regular size onions. That was good enough. A lot of thyme. I like thyme. And along with the thyme, of course, I use some soy sauce. This particular soy sauce is gluten-free soy sauce. Does it make a difference? I don't know. Once the meat has been browned on one side, of course, and then the other, I take it out, and in the frying pan you can see where the meat was browning. That's fine. I won't even wash it. I won't. I would just add a little bit more coconut oil. That's all. Tiny bit more coconut oil to my frying pan. Get that heated up again. This time, in the coconut oil, in the frying pan, I'll add some chopped up onions. I told you, I like onions. In addition to the onions, I will add some soy sauce. I like soy sauce. I like the ones without MSG and the one that's gluten-free. And then I'll add some thyme. I like thyme. Now, with thyme, you got to be very careful. You don't want to add too much of that. Okay? Now is also a good time to add whatever things that you like. Be creative. Remember, I told you. Just be creative. And then on top of that onion, soy sauce, and thyme, I put the meat back in, put the lid on, and then I simmer it for about 45 minutes. 45 minutes to an hour. At the end of that time, of course, what I'll do is I'll take the lid off, flip it over to the other side, put the lid back on. As for the stove, well, I put that down to about 3, whatever that equivalent is to your stove, because it's simmering. At the end of about an hour and 15 minutes, maybe, hour and 30 minutes, maybe, this is what you have. By the way, did you notice that it did not add any water? The liquid will come from the soy sauce and from the onion. Does not look good? Then, of course, what I'll do is I will simply put the lid back on and just turn the stove off, because in fact it's done. If you use a fork and it's not finished, then check it out. While it was simmering, by the way, I watched my birds outside. I told you, I have a lot of birds outside, and that's always fun to do. That's what I'll do. I get my camera, and I'll go outside, and these birds are so accommodating. They'll allow me to photograph them. This particular one, isn't he a beautiful black bird? Really, really beautiful black bird. Anyway, at the end of the simmering period, as I said, an hour and 15 minutes, maybe an hour and a half, I will take the lid off, spread out my onions all over my cooking, my cheap meat, $1.49 meat, and it's done. Today I had some leftover rice from yesterday, so I simply added that to my leftover rice, and that's my meal. Pretty modest, huh? But you know what? It turned out to be very delicious.